All right. First of all, boss, congrats. Nice work on 46. Let's see here. So, every hero has a semi-unique special. And it's all in the wording whether or not the special is the same or if it stacks differently. So, like, all allies get plus 30% attack for however many turns. If we go over to Bold Tusk, which I know he's around here somewhere, all allies get plus 48% attack for 4 turns. So those two are identical specials. So if you send one off, if you put off the plus 30% attack and then plus the 48% attack, the 48 replaces the 30 because they are identical. But let's go to a different attack up and see how this one is. All allies get plus 130% normal attack. That only applies when the enemy has more HP than the attacker. Stacks with similar status effects up to a maximum of 170% normal attack. This effect lasts for 5 turns. So then let's go to Tarlak. All allies get plus 100% normal attack for 4 turns. Stacks with similar status effects up to a maximum of 160% normal attack. So the attack on both of these are also the same. You're going to get more out of Mickey than Tarlak. There's a little bit of variation between the two, but the actual attack percentage is going to be overriding itself. So let's take, on their side, you go, the target and nearby enemies receive 222 poison damage over 2 turns. That's Clarissa. Now let's find Proteus. The target and nearby enemies receive 342 poison damage over 3 turns. So those two, again, they're identical wording, so they will not stack. In some cases, very, very few cases, I think mostly in red, you'll have, like, Gravemaker, target and nearby enemies receive 312 burn damage, so that won't stack with another burn damage, like, let's say, Natalia. The target receives 752 burn damage over 4 turns. So those two aren't going to stack. Now, the only huge caveat to that is when we're talking about elemental links, right? So Gravemaker has the elemental link that gives all fire allies plus 5% attack. So he's a better addition than most things to the fire, to like a fire team, because they'll get 5% attack and 5% defense. And if we find another fire combo, which I think Guardian Kong, nope. Talia, nope. Anzef. Anzef gives all fire allies plus 46% defense against ice. So that would stack with Gravemakers because the two mechanics aren't identical. So Gravemaker would give you attack, and then Anzef would give you additional defense, right? And same thing with Zim. Elemental Link recovers 4% health for all fire allies for 6 turns. It's a completely different mechanic than the attack or the defense. So you could actually get all of the heroes of the month in fire and put them together, and they would give you a stacking elemental link. I've done this a few times on, 8-7. It's just where I kind of go to practice things, because it gives you the most recruits, unless you're in Atlantis time. So if we come here and let's go to our team 6. So let's go and get all of the things that I know of that are elemental link. And the big problem with this is that we won't actually maybe be able to see all of them because there are quite a few that go off at the same time. Aslar's not there. I think everything else is without the fire linking, but we can show it with this. I'm not adjusting any of the troops because they are right where they need to be, basically. So we're just gonna put off as much fire as we can. Okay, now we should have enough for most things. I'm going to go ahead and drop all of these. And then we'll show you. You see the little icons. Obviously, you've seen those forever. So let's press and hold on it. Now, I threw off Bold Tusk first. He's got a 48% attack. But then Zim has the plus 25% attack. So she went off with the plus 25% attack and replaced it. Wilbur has the plus 63% defense and also the shared damage with team members for 4 turns. Zim has the 4% health per turn for all fire allies. So then we're going to fire off Gravemaker and Anzuf. And see how we've got 3 firelings. So now we have the 5% attack and 5% defense, the plus 46% defense against ice, and the 4% health all stacked together. Now, a lot of that is just practice. You know, I didn't know all of that right off, but if you press and hold on any one of these, it kind of gives you an idea of what will stack, and over the course of time you can go, okay, this stacks together, that doesn't stack together. And of course the various turns that it takes to do all that. Maybe that helps clear that up a little bit. If not, let me know.